and there is a major political slugfest that has erupted. Now, mega politics erupts over Delhi Deluge. BJP MP Gautam Gambhir hits out at Kejriwal government, saying present government has not spent any money on building infrastructure in the city. Now, CM had promised to make Delhi a world-class city. Now, let's take a look at some of these reactions.
कि आप इतने सालों के बाद भी सरकार में रहने के बावजूद आज दिल्ली की ये हालत है कि हर जगह पानी पानी। आप इमेजिन करिए उन गरीब लोगों का जिनकी दुकानों में, जिनके घरों में पानी गया है। प्रॉब्लम ये होना ही था और इसमें कोई सरप्राइज़ नहीं था, क्योंकि अगर आप 9 साल से सरकार में अगर आप 1 रुपया भी इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर पे खर्च नहीं करेंगे, सिर्फ फ्रीबी की राजनीति करेंगे, वोट बैंक की राजनीति करेंगे, तो कभी ना कभी तो दिल्ली और इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर कोलैप्स होगा ही। जैसे देश की आबादी बढ़ रही है, दिल्ली की भी आबादी बढ़ रही है, लोग हर जगह से दिल्ली में आ रहे हैं। जब तक आप इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर पे ध्यान नहीं देंगे तो ये चीज़ कोई सरप्राइज़ नहीं है। इससे पहले बहुत लोगों को ये सरप्राइज़ लगा होगा, लेकिन मेरे को किसी भी तरीके का कोई सरप्राइज़ नहीं लगा।
Well, joining me back on the broadcast is my colleague Yash. Yash, BJP has hit out at Aam Aadmi Party for the civic apathy that the entire national capital has been facing. In your view, do you see this coming as a solution or not?
Well, Kuhina, absolutely not, because politics is not the solution to the civic apathy over here, which Delhi is witnessing right now. Across national capital, it is not just one part which is being affected. And in fact, these leaders are just going back and fro, throwing allegations at each other. On one hand, we just heard BJP MP making grave allegations against the Aam Aadmi Party government here in the national capital. On the other hand, we also saw how Aam Aadmi Party continuously defending themselves and in fact putting the entire onus on the Haryana government, where they say the water is being released from Hatnikund barrage and because of that only Yamuna is seeing such drastic water levels. But this is not a solution at all, because we have to understand this entire situation has been not caused because of one government, because it is a continuous effort or infrastructure we were talking about which was built in the national capital from a very long time. In fact, if the drainage systems are failing in the national capital, we have to understand this is not just because of the infrastructure, it is also about the flowing levels of Yamuna. And when Yamuna flows actually at the top of its level, it becomes very hard for the drainage system as well to actually throw water in Yamuna. Because if Yamuna is only flowing above the water levels, above the danger mark, where that water will go? Because ultimately that drain water or the sewage water goes directly into Yamuna. Then in turn it's being treated by the water treatment plants. Then it's being distributed to the people of the national capital for fresh water or as a drinking water. So this political slugfest doesn't seem to be ending. And in fact, both sides, we have seen how the Bharatiya Janata Party, also the state unit, has actually lashed out at Kejriwal government. And in fact, on the other hand, the Kejriwal government has also lashed out at the BJP, be it in Delhi or in Haryana, for not actually mending their ways in the past. And in fact, now but the onus is totally on the Kejriwal government as well, because the PW lies with them, the MCD lies with them, the major authorities are with the Delhi government, which is being actually headed by the Aam Aadmi Party here in the national capital.
Okay, Yash, nobody had anticipated this kind of situation, flooding situation in the national capital. Well, the climatic changes have gotten just real. Now, what is the future of these kind of situations and what should be the government's plan of action moving forward?
Well, the government's plan they have to be prepared in advance for these sorts of situations, because yes, these are the unprecedented situations which we are witnessing. Delhi has broken all the records of 4 to 5 decades when Delhi is witnessing such heavy water levels and in fact such heavy floodings. So now the government needs to be prepared in advance for these sorts of situations, because this is the perfect example of how urbanization has failed the people of the national capital. On the one hand, we talk about tall skyscrapers, and on the other hand, we can see how situation is bad here in the national capital, because this is the prime of Delhi and this is the river Yamuna. You can see shanties being completely destroyed, inundated in water. So this is what the people of Delhi gets in return. Aam Aadmi Party government is being in power for a very long time now. Before that, they were different government. There was Congress, the BJP ruled Delhi, but in fact the infrastructure still remains to be a little bit bit on the downside, because this is the very first time Delhi's infrastructure was actually put on test, and now this is actually what we are getting, where we're seeing many areas being flooded. Because in Yamuna Bazaar area as well, which is one of the worst affected areas, we have seen how certain constructions were almost 100 years old. And if these constructions are 100 years old, the onus is on the government to actually rebuild those constructions and to actually take the stock. They have to prepare a list as to what structures are weak, what structures need to be rebuilt, and then they have to work on it. Back to you.
All right. Thank you so much, Yash, for all the latest inputs.